going on, Jets fans? Welcome into the show. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, the Jets made 2 roster moves yesterday, so we'll break down both those in depth. And then also a Jets free agent that they signed this offseason. Apparently he's turning heads, and he's much more comfortable with this new position he's playing for the Jets defense. And then Garrett Wilson might have had the tweet of the offseason. It is absolutely hilarious, so we'll break that down on today's show. But before we do so, if you guys could, hit that subscribe button today. We are still in our sub battle versus the Packers report, so if you guys could, please subscribe to the channel. We will have a video on your New York Jets every single day this offseason. So if you guys want to stay up to date and stay in the know around your favorite football team, please hit that subscribe button today. We're about 134 subs behind them. I think we can possibly close that gap on today's show. So if you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button today. All right, so the 2 roster moves the Jets made. Harrison Mevis, Thicker the kicker. This guy's electric. We'll break him down, but they did sign the former Mizzou kicker. And then additionally, they did waive Anders Carlson. So it looks like it's going to be a kicker battle between Mevis and sleeping on this guy's name, Caden Davis. So this will be the 2 duking it out for the starting kicking job. But my favorite part about Mevis here, he is 5'11", 243 pounds. I mean, you see how massive those tree trunks are. And if also you guys remember, when he was back at Mizzou, he had a 61-yard game winner to give Mizzou the victory. So this is a big body kicker, and I can already see Chris Banjo starting to scheme up some fake kick power runs. Could you imagine? Like, it's a 4th and 2. Maybe the Jets are setting up to get a little 33-yarder, and they fake the kick, and it's just kicker power to the left or right side. But you could definitely get creative with this guy. And, in all seriousness, he is a pretty damn good kicker. It was with the UFL this past season, but his career college stats, 84 of 140 or 148 of 149 from extra points, 99.3%. Then field goals, he was 89 of 106, which was 84%. So pretty solid. Nothing to write home about. It's not like this guy's the next Justin Tucker by any means, but we will have a kicker battle here, and this will be something fun to follow during training camp and during the preseason. I promise you, Aaron Glenn is going to have a no-nonsense tolerance at the kicker position. He's obviously very huge on special teams, so this is going to be a very important battle for him and Jets fans. But specifically on Harrison Mevis, he is a UFL guy, and we have seen UFL kickers have some success over the last couple of years. I think Jake Bates is a prime example of the current Lions kicker. He was awesome this past season for Detroit, 89.7%, had a 75% field goal percentage on 50-plus yard kicks, and he did have a long of 58. But he has hit multiple game winners. He's got that stuff in him. But also the best kicker of possibly all time here, Brandon Aubrey of the Dallas Cowboys. This guy's a stud. He's a great success story of another UFL guy, came in the NFL, had some success. So maybe the Jets are viewing Harrison Mevis as a guy that could be next in line following Bates and Aubrey. But, we'll have to wait and see how it plays out here training camp and during the preseason. But the thicker kicker. I love that name. That's fantastic. But welcome him to the New York Jets. Type his initials down below in the comment section. HM. Want to see the comment section flooded with showing some support for the thicker kicker here. Awesome nickname, man. Honestly, just based off the nickname alone and the size of this guy, I think he should win the kicker battle. But if you guys want to welcome him to the Jets, give me an HM down below. All right, another free agent we're going to break down here. Rashad Weaver. Could he be making a big-time impact for the New York Jets? He slotted in to just be a rotational edge rusher, but he is changing his positions just with the scheme that the Jets are running. He was more of an outside linebacker during his career, and now he's just excited to be a defensive end. And this is a quote he had on changing positions, saying, "I'm excited. I get to be a defensive end, not an outside linebacker. I mean, in the most simple way, hand in the dirt, get off, attack, and, be the bully." And I'm sure that might just be a mindset thing for Weaver where he just feels more comfortable. He can just kind of pin his ears back. He doesn't have to really worry about dropping into coverage, and his job is just to get to the quarterback, set that edge, and he clearly feels more comfortable in that position. Now, I wonder if that could mean he could add some more size on his frame. Maybe he's going to try to add around 5 to 10 pounds of muscle this summer. But, he has been fairly productive when he was with the Tennessee Titans over the last 3 seasons. 49 total tackles, 5.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 7 PBUs. And, with how stacked the Jets' defensive line is, this could be a guy, obviously he's not going to go out there and have like a 5-sack, 7-sack season, but he could be a guy that maybe splashes in a couple of different spots where it's like, a big-time game. Maybe Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald is, banged up for whatever reason. He has to step in there. Maybe he'll have just a splash performance that could help get the Jets a victory. But so I'm looking at this Jets defensive line, and it's a loaded group. Like, obviously, you got the blue chippers with Quinnen Williams, Will McDonald. Then you're banking on Jermaine Johnson developing into that. I think he is going to have a monster season. But there's also sneaky depth at the edge rusher spot. I still think they need to get some upgrades at the defensive tackle position. Derek Nottie, solid guy, but there's really no depth behind him. So I could see the Jets maybe next offseason trying to get another guy next to Quinnen Williams. But still, at the end of the day, I got big expectations for this Jets defensive line. Like, this will be the identity of the football team. Their calling card will be their ability to get home with 4, because if you leave these guys one-on-one, Jermaine, Will McDonald, Quinnen Williams, it should cause problems for this group. And, Quinnen Williams is also one of those guys, he just makes everybody's job easier. Like, you have to double team him on every single play. Whether that's a run play, whether it's a pass play, you have to have 2 bodies on him. And if you do that, it's just leaving, it's a number advantage for the Jets, where then Will McDonald, Jermaine Johnson, if they're really eating, like, other teams are going to have to chip them with a tight end or a running back. And then if you do that, it's a number games then on the perimeter, where these guys like Sauce, he could have more safety help over the top. It could leave Andre Sisco to kind of just be more of a free-forming player. So overall, I think this Jets defensive line, it will be the backbone. It will be the identity of this team. And maybe a guy like Rashad Weaver would kind of just be the icing on the cake, or maybe more of like the sprinkles or the cherry on top. But I still have massive expectations for this Jets defensive line. Now, tweet of the day. Tweet of the year, frankly. Garrett Wilson, late last night. I don't know what he was doing. Not going to speculate too much on this, but he tweeted out, spelling W doesn't have a W in it. I came out to double U. Only letter in the alphabet spelt without using itself. This is just absolutely hilarious. This is the definition of football players trying to find something to do in the offseason. Honestly, I think this is more evidence that Garrett Wilson might just be a sicko about football. And now I'm sure this is maybe him and his buddies. They were, hopping on Xbox, or they're just chilling, hanging, watching, some sports, or, watching a TV show or something. They were just going through. They're like, all right, let's just go through every letter in the alphabet and try to figure out, like, what ones. I honestly have no idea. I thought this was hilarious from Garrett Wilson. It kind of went viral on Jets Twitter, and credit to him, man. This definitely got a kick out of me. Pretty funny stuff from Garrett Wilson that this is what he's thinking about right now. Rather have him tweet out stuff like this than some cryptic contract extensions tweet. So I guess that's positive news for the Jets, but shout out to Garrett Wilson, man. Very, very funny stuff, and I think it's a perfect segue for this. Show Garrett Wilson some love. Type those GWs down below in the comments section. Actually, we might change this. Let's do G, but you got to spell it out. Double U. Show Garrett Wilson some love. But, yeah, talented and hilarious. Shout out to Garrett Wilson, man. G-dub. Got a laugh out of me and producer Dylan definitely on today's show. But if also you guys could hit that subscribe button on your way out. If you watch this entire thing, we're clearly doing something right here at the channel. So hit that subscribe button today, and we'll see y'all next time. As always, go Jets.